So I'm sitting here with Sarah Peyton, working in the systemic work field for 10 years.
Yes, for 10 years.
And well, the first question I always have with the different people, there's one thing I think we have in common is like how to define like constellations work. And so my question is, what does it mean to you, and how do you actually explain it so that people actually start to maybe grasp some of it?
Yes, I say that constellations is a way to take the inner experience and bring it into the outer world so that it can be seen and touched and smelled and kind of worked with. Things that we never expected that we could bring into the outer world and look at together with other people. Past experiences, present worries, future anticipations. How are we with ourselves, and how can we make this into the 3D so that it can move and bring us surprises that we never expected.
So with regards to surprises and unexpected things, I think also I'm very curious on how you see like the wider community and how you feel connected to that.
Oh, so well, here we are at the International Intensive in Constellations, and this is a week when I feel so grateful to be part of this community. This particular intensive brings together people who are completely new to the work and people who've been working and are running the largest institutes in their countries as part of the participant pool. So we have such an incredible sense of being contributed to with new wisdom and old wisdom and developing theories. And I'm so nourished internationally by my colleagues and their work.
And you are based where?
I'm based in the United States.
Yeah, okay, right. And whereabouts?
In southern Washington, in the Pacific Northwest.
Okay, yeah. So, and if you look at like the development of the field, that's been around for a while now. Still, like I think it's still not really grown up. It's sort of there's some adolescents there that actually do some really good stuff. What would you say, like, if there's one invitation you could make to like the wider community of systemic workers, facilitators, trainers, coaches? What would be an invitation to be more or less like? Like, what would you like the community to be? Maybe a little bit more or a little bit less like? Like, what would you invite other constellators to?
I actually don't have an invitation for other constellators. I think that's one of the fun things about this work is that there's not, that whatever happens is just right. So there's not a better way to do things. There are some people who are who work in a very structured way, and some people who work in a very emergent way. And I enjoy that both exist. It's almost like any client, anyone who has an issue could find someone who would be right for them.
And so, is there like of course there's, I like the approach, like not wanting something else, but sometimes we feel also a need for something for ourselves, even when it's met or not met. So I'm curious.
What do I like personally?
Yeah, what do you like personally?
Personally,
like,
this is not an invitation to my colleagues. I most love emergence.
Okay, right.
Yes, I most love emergence. I love it when there's an invitation for the representatives to be able to bring whatever is stirring for them. I love the way that community wisdom comes out of that. I love the way that things completely unexpected for what the facilitator has in mind emerge. When the constellation work is emergent, I have most sense of being in touch with what the field is bringing, and also I get back to surprises again. I'm so surprised.
So maybe like I like to also always ask the last question, which we're sort of already almost there. It's like, what are you really particularly excited about in the field that you say like, wow, that is like a trend or something I see emerging, and that's actually surprises me, but like in a very pleasant way. Like,
oh, interesting. Well, I love my work, which is the bringing neuroscience in And thinking about neuroscience, especially when we're working with trauma, it's so settling and transformative for people to understand that they are not their body, that they are not their brain patterns, that they are something beyond that, and that we all share similar brain patterns. There's a huge shifts that occur in people's capacity to hold themselves with warmth once they begin to have the experience that they are not this, but that they can hold this with great and ever generous warmth.
All right. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you very much.
That's it. See you later.
Okay. Goodbye, Oscar.
Goodbye, sir.